What's up YouTube, Jeff back again today. Another very exciting tech video for you guys, and today we're taking a look at the HOVERAir X1 Pro Max, which is an ultra portable flying camera slash drone that really can help you take your content creation and just your everyday enjoyment of your various outdoor hobbies, spending time with your kids, to the next level. Some of the greatest features about this drone is it's incredibly light and compact. It also will take off from your hand, land in your hand. It'll follow you around doing all of your various activities like riding a bike, walking with your kids. If you're creating content like me and you need to do walk and kind of shots where you're walking and doing some actions, it'll do that as well. And you never really have to touch a controller if you don't want to. You, of course, can also pair it with your phone, and there's also a beacon controller that is optional that you can use, and I've been testing a bundle that includes that, and today we're going to walk through all of the benefits of this awesome flying camera, what you can use it for, the crisp 8K resolution, and I'll show you some of my sample shots and how I've been using it here as a content creator as well. Sit back, relax, let's go ahead and jump right into the unboxing, and then we'll get into all of those amazing features. As I said, for my unboxing experience, I was sent a partial bundle here by HOVERAir. There's actually a huge accessory ecosystem for this particular drone, which is one of the things that makes it really appealing. The X1 Pro Max comes with a hard carrying case in this bundle. It also has an extra battery with a cradle to charge that. You get a 65-watt charger in the box, of course, as well as the cable to charge it. The drone itself, which has this beautiful mesh enclosure, so you don't have to worry about those propellers, hitting your hands or something like that if you're a newcomer to drones. I'll talk more about that later, but that's actually one of the most unique features of the HOVERAir X1 Pro Max. In addition, I also got the beacon that has the joysticks like a controller that you can use to kind of maneuver this around manually if you don't want to use some of those automated modes where it just follows you around, which is very convenient and one of the unique selling points. But some people will want manual control. You also have a little place there to put your phone. If you want to put that in there, you can pair it to the app, and you get a very rich feature set if you want to use these control methods as well, which we will dive into. The unboxing experience is very nice, and I really do appreciate HOVERAir for sending me out some of those accessories. And I do recommend that you take a look at those accessories, which I'll run down fully if you are considering purchasing the X1 Pro Max. Next up, let's talk about the feature set. And the first unique feature that really stands out here is that follow mode, and it is the real reason I think most people would consider the HOVERAir X1 Pro Max. Its subject tracking and follow me mode is absolutely outstanding. HOVERAir claims the X1 Pro Max can follow you at speeds up to 26 miles per hour with instantaneous tracking up to 37 miles per hour. In real world terms, that means that if you're biking, skating, skiing, whatever it is that you're doing, or just walking, playing with your kids, which is how I was kind of testing this, you're going to have no problem having the HOVERAir X1 Pro Max follow you around. I started out with some very simple tests, a quick walk through the park. The drone maintained a steady distance and did a good job avoiding micro jitter. It stayed centered even when I drifted left or right. But to really test the tracking, we moved into a jog, run, and sprint burst sequence. Here, the X1 Pro Max really impressed us, particularly with the ability for it to stop on a dime without having a bunch of shaking or moving around in the footage. That was really impressive coming out of this particular test. Next, we set up a quick direction change test where Tori ran some figure eights and some zigzags. The drone reacquired its lock almost instantly. This is something even larger drones can struggle with when there's no controller involved. With no pilot input, this is honestly very impressive. This is where the X1 Pro Max shines. You just launch it, tap follow mode, and it becomes the camera operator you never had. This makes the X1 Pro Max absolutely perfect for content creators like myself. If you need someone to help you create content while you're walking or doing another activity and you don't have a dedicated cameraman like I do, this is something you'll be able to go out and do solo filmmaking and really take it to the next level. Tracking is great and all, but the footage still needs to look good. The X1 Pro Max shoots true 8K at 30 frames per second and a really smooth 4K at up to 120 frames per second for buttery smooth slow motion. It's powered by a 1/1.3-inch sensor, which is significantly larger than typical action cameras at this class size. In good lighting, the results are excellent, very sharp, detailed footage with that wide angle shot that you would hope to get here from this flying camera. That's all thanks to the 107-degree lens. The colors lean natural with a slight contrast bump, which is great for outdoor environments and action scenes. I also compared the 8K versus 4K just to test out this ultra high resolution mode. Now, 8K gives you amazing detail, and while most people won't export in 8K, it gives you rooms to crop in and reframe for your editing. For fast action shots though, I preferred the 4K 120, which is incredibly smooth. Dynamic range is also solid. Many small drones tend to struggle here, but there's no problem with the HOVERair X1 Pro Max. The drone handles sky highlights well and keeps your face reasonably exposed throughout. It's not a mirrorless camera level that you're going to use in your studio, but for a pocket-sized drone that you can take out on the go with you and shoot action shots, it punches well above its weight. Low light performance is passable, but of course, even larger cameras or dedicated mirrorless cameras can struggle in particular low light scenarios. You could definitely get good footage here at night, but I really think this is for those action shots outdoors in the middle of the day, which is primarily where most people are going to use this. But you can get low light shots out of this camera, and you can use them if you need to, no problem at all. And in terms of stabilization, the HOVERair X1 Pro Max is excellent as well. The combination of a 2-axis gimbal and high-quality EIS do a great job smoothing out micro shakes and sudden movements. Even during those sprint tests, the footage remains incredibly usable and smooth. Now, of course, the footage looks great, which is all we really want out of a camera, but when you're talking about a drone that you're going to take with you to fly around, portability is incredibly important, and that's where this drone really shines. One of the biggest selling points of the HOVERair X1 Pro Max is how portable it is. It's incredibly light, which means in the US, you do not have to register it with the FAA. It's under that 249-gram weight, and that's true of the Pro and the Pro Max models. It folds like a mini book and slides into your pocket or a small sling bag. It makes this drone something you can actually bring with you, and even if you don't want to carry that carrying case around that I showed you earlier, you can put it in a purse, you can put it in a small bag or satchel like I said before, and every backpack is going to have no problem fitting this drone, as well as the spare battery and cradle inside as well. Safety-wise, HOVERair uses a fully enclosed frame. The propellers are protected behind a mesh, so if you're a beginner or just nervous about hand launching with those propellers, this design makes it much more approachable. You don't have to worry about anything getting your hands caught in there because of the mesh protection. This is a really nice thing. You could also then use this with your kids. My 5-year-old really enjoyed playing with this one because he wasn't so worried about those propellers somehow hitting his hand, which he is worried about on other drones that I've tested. Thanks to its upper tilt aerodynamic design, this drone also stays fairly stable even when there's mild wind. No problems using this outdoors and around 5 to 10 miles an hour winds. You're still going to get very stable footage. Battery life is always a question with tiny drones, so let's talk about that next. The X1 Pro Max advertises 16 to 18 minute flight time, but in real world conditions, wind, consistent tracking, heavy movement, I got closer to around 12 to 15 minutes per battery. And that's totally fine. If you have that power case or extra batteries lying around, you're gonna have no problem capturing all the footage that you need. Power case is one of the best accessories that the HOVERair has on offer. It's basically a portable charger plus storage case that can recharge the drone multiple times while you're out in the field. There's also a separate charging hub in that bundle that lets you top off multiple batteries at once. If you plan to use this drone for content creation, I definitely recommend picking up that accessory or the cradle with the extra batteries that you can charge up in your studio, so you do have at least, say, 3 batteries to take out with you when you're capturing content. The X1 Pro Max also features several automated flight modes outside of that follow mode we talked about earlier, so let's jump into those. It has the hover for stable tripod shots, orbit for circling around you, which gives a really cool effect, dolly track to simulate a slider or a push-in, which can be, again, great for content creators, and bird's eye if you want smooth overhead shots. Palm launch and palm landing are extremely reliable. The drone recognizes your hand quickly and settles down without drifting. The companion app also gives you access to various export settings, exposure settings, preview settings as well. So if you want to use the app, there's a lot more that you can dig into here if you really want to take your footage to that professional level. Next, let me talk about some of the various accessories that are on offer. I already mentioned a couple of them, but the ecosystem that HOVERair has here for the X1 Pro Max really sets it apart as well and makes it appealing. Depending on which bundle you choose, you can get the power case, carrying bag, multiple batteries, a charging hub, the beacon plus joysticks, which I have here on hand, a bike and handlebar mount, which is fantastic for those outdoor shots, and especially if you are someone who likes cycling, ND filters for shooting outside in bright lighting, extra propeller guards, and more depending on the all-in-one set that you purchase. The beacon is great if you want manual control or you want to override one of those modes we talked about earlier. The ND filters can help you get footage cinematic right out there in the bright sun, very important here in Arizona, and the handlebar mount, like I said, opens up those very creative shots. I definitely recommend, if you are going to use this for content creation, that you consider some of these accessories depending on which particular niche you're in, because there really is a great ecosystem here that can enhance your creativity with the HOVERair X1 Pro Max. So where does the HOVERair X1 Pro Max really fit in the flying camera slash drone space? Well, of course, It's not a replacement for very large drones, which are still going to have a lot longer feature set, longer flying time on each battery, but it does have a very unique selling point here. It's way more capable than an action cam or phone gimbal when it comes to capturing dynamic movement. This is really a creator's dream because you can use it for aerial shots, tracking shots, and hand-free operation, and it's so portable that you can take it anywhere, unlike a full-size drone, which can be a pain to haul around, especially if you travel a lot. If you want a drone that you can throw in your pocket or a small bag and just take with you anywhere and always capture shots, this is definitely the drone for you. It's the most portable drone, folds up in a snap, captures amazing 8K footage that you can use to crop in, has all those modes where you don't need to use a controller, the convenience and portability, amazing, and also that picture quality and video quality that you get. Combine those two things, and this is really a dream for anyone who creates content or just wants to capture their favorite sports memories, outdoors memories with their family. If you guys enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe. Definitely check the pinned comment and description below if you're interested in purchasing the HOVERAir X1 Pro Max. Right now, they have some great deals going on for the holidays. Any relevant discount codes will be there as many sales that are going on. Let me know what you guys think about this one in the comments. Also, any questions you have about the HOVERAir X1 Pro Max. Be happy to answer them based on my testing. Appreciate you guys checking out this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching.